What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Leo coming to you guys with yet another video, coming to you guys today with my Elimination Chamber predictions. Elimination Chamber is coming to us from Perth, Australia this Saturday. It's coming on at an earlier time, and I gotta salute the people that are in the UK and stuff like that, cause you guys have to deal with it for Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, AEW, and even the pay-per-views as well. So I do salute you guys for that. Uh, this is the first time I actually, pretty much gotten up this early to watch wrestling in a long time, I would say. Um, so it's gonna be very exciting. I will be streaming it on this Saturday as well, and everything like that. Um, there's only four matches. There's only four matches in which I think it's very digestible for a wrestling fan to kind of get through and everything like that. And also, comment down below your predictions for Chamber as well. I would love to get you guys' opinions and your thoughts on Chamber. They have WWE. I feel like has been definitely been doing great with these B-level pay-per-views as far as getting people more intrigued for these B-level pay-per-views. And I think for a long time, people just looked at, Backlash, Extreme Rules, and, Chamber as these B-level pay-per-views that really had nothing to them. But now they have elevated it to be as big as it should be. And I'm glad that they brought that feel back and stuff like that. But we're going to start off with the men's chamber match. We have Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, Kevin Owens, and Logan Paul. Shout out to Meet Us in the Ring. I was watching their stream last night, and they brought something to my attention, and that being that everybody in this match, besides Drew, is from SmackDown. And it's crazy. I didn't think about that. So shout out to them for bringing that to my attention, because I wouldn't have guessed this, or even this wouldn't even came across my mind if it wasn't for them. Um, but who do I think is going to win? I don't think Logan's going to win. I don't think Kevin's going to win. I don't think Bobby was going to win. I think Bobby's going to probably get screwed up by Karrion Kross and the Final Testament and everything like that. So you can cancel him out. The thing with Logan, I feel like he's going to play a factor to either it's going to either be LA Knight eliminating Logan Paul or Logan Paul eliminating LA Knight, because I really feel like this is going to be the setup potentially for their match going into WrestleMania for the United States Championship. That's what I think is going to happen. And like I said, Kevin Owens is not going to win. I think he's still dealing with an injury and everything like that, so I don't think he's going to win either. It really comes down to two names, that being Drew or Randy, but I just don't think Randy's going to win. I feel like Drew is going to win, because I feel like they've been definitely been booking him great as of late. I love his character, and everything like that. And pretty much the crowd is kind of somewhat behind Drew right now. And I think the crowd's going to be pro Drew here, I feel like, to an extent. So I would like to see Drew get that win. And then he wins the match, the title at Mania. And you have him hold that belt for a little bit. And you reintroduce CM Punk. And you have Punk potentially challenge Drew for that title at SummerSlam. I think that's the feud that they're probably going to be trying to tell for both of these guys very much down the line. I think Drew's whole stick is pretty much making fun of Drew. So I do think no, what did I say? What did I say like that? I meant, Drew has been making fun of CM Punk. That's been her whole stick. And I feel like it's going to lead to something like along the lines of that. So I do have Drew McIntyre picking up the win and winning the Elimination Chamber. He's going to pick up his second win for the Elimination Chamber match, because he won in 2021 when he defended the WWE Championship. Just a little fact there for you guys. The next match we got is for the Undisputed Tag Team Champions. We got Judgment Day of Damian Priest and Finn Balor defending against Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Man, when I tell you, this match is going to be very interesting. This is going to be a hard-hitting yet entertaining match, and I'm all for it. But I really feel like Judgment Day is going to retain here. I would love to see Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate get the win here. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like they're going to keep Judgment Day with the titles, because I feel like with the way they've been kind of booking things and the storyline that they're in with kind of like R-Truth and everything, you have literally Judgment Day versus Awesome Truth for the tag titles at WrestleMania. I think that's the story that they're going with, and they're playing seed for that. Because right now, it feels like R-Truth is more like that Sami Zayn-esque character when Sami Zayn was trying to be part of the bloodline. So I feel like to an extent, they're kind of doing that with R-Truth here, and then you build that up going into Mania, and then you have both of them go for the tag titles. They've definitely been creating some great, interesting storylines, at least going into Mania, like for the tag titles, because I mean they're doing it this year kind of with our Awesome Truth, and they did it last year with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. So just a little fact there for you guys. I think they've been kind of doing a little bit, but outside of that, they've kind of been they've been having some great matches here and there. They've been kind of doing some great matches with, with DIY. The Creeds have been definitely two of my favorite matches with the Judgment Day. They've been very entertaining for me to watch and everything like that. But I do have Judgment Day retaining. The next match is going to be for the Women's World Championship. We got Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. Two hard-hitting women, two of the most dominant women in the WWE right now, going at it for the Women's Championship. I think the crowd is definitely going to be pro Rhea Ripley here. The crowd is definitely going to be pro Rhea Ripley. They're definitely going to be cheering her. She's pretty much going to have like that hometown hero welcome almost. I feel like Nia Jax, I feel like has definitely been very impressing me. Since she's came back, she's pretty much been undefeated since she's came back, and you have Rhea Ripley been on this dominant reign as women's champion as well. So you got two of the most dominant women, like I said earlier, going at it for the championship. I think the spot that they're setting things up for, and I think shout out to Byron from the Flex Zone. We've been saying this for a little bit now. I do think pretty much where this is gonna happen, the whole spot that they're gonna be setting up is Rhea Ripley hitting that Riptide on Nia Jax, and that's pretty much the spot they're gonna be trying to build up throughout the match. But I do think Rhea Ripley does retain the women's championship. I do think her reign will continue and everything like that. Also, I know we have a Grayson Waller segment with Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I know Seth Rollins and Cody have two big matches coming up. Cody with Roman Reigns, and Rock is going to be lurking, and then Seth potentially waiting on whoever's going to win that chamber, like we said earlier, that being Drew McIntyre. So he's going to be having both of these guys are going to have their hands full technically when you really think about it, because it's like they're got to focus on their championship matches and then other things as well. So it's kind of been very interesting. And I feel like, I know they did this segment with, I think it was more like a video and whatnot. And, it was Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman and Roman was asking Paul, like, do I have to go to Perth, Australia? Paul said no. But he did say Cody and Seth were going to be there. And he said, the only thing I want to hear from them is them acknowledging me and stuff like that. So I feel like everything that's kind of been set up, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Roman and Rock show up potentially, but I feel like that's more of an outside bet type of thing. So we will have to see how that goes. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do show up to kind of set things up, because I know I think it was recently on the Daytona 500, Rock said he will be in an in-ring capacity at WrestleMania 40 this year. So if that's the match, I do think they're going to set things up for a potential tag match, potentially maybe like the night one main event, with being Cody and Seth versus Roman and Rock, which I feel like it's going to be a very interesting match. But the only thing is, who takes the pin in that match? Because I feel like none of them really can afford to take a loss, if you really think about it. Rock is not going to take the pin. Roman's not going to take a pin. Cody can't take a pin. The only person I can see is taking a pin is Seth, and then he loses the title, like literally either the same night or the next night or whatever. So it's kind of like an if up in the air. It's like, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that, but we will have to see how that goes, or even how it plays out, I would say. But I do think that segment is going to be very interesting. Plus, Grayson Waller is from Australia, so I do think this is going to be a big thing for him as well. I did think he was going to be in the chamber match. I feel like it sucks that he's not. I remember when they said that they were going to be in Perth, Australia, or just in Australia in general, I was automatically assuming, oh, they got to put Grayson Waller in a high profile match, or at least something. Uh, and I'm not saying that him doing the Grayson Waller stuff is not good. I just feel like I wanted to see a little bit more from him, and I really wish they would have given him an opportunity to be in that Elimination Chamber match as well. But on to the next match, which is the women's Elimination Chamber match, with the winner getting a shot at Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. at WrestleMania. We have Becky Lynch, Bianca, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, Liv Morgan, and a TBA. I know that they're going to be doing like a last chance battle royal. I know we have some people that didn't qualify, like Zoe, and Shayna, and Zelina, and Mia Yim, just to name a few. Um, so I really feel like they're and Alba Fire as well. I forgot to mention her, but I do feel like they're probably gonna add some more names because I know they kind of had this kind of setup on last week. I can see, I think they're probably gonna add Chelsea Green, uh, what's her, Indy Hartwell, and Candice LeRae. I feel like they're probably gonna add them in the mix as well. But who do I think is gonna potentially be that TBA? I know at one point it's going to be Jade Cargill, but I think it makes sense that they don't have her in here because if you're not going to have her win, you shouldn't have her in there at all. In my personal opinion, the only other thing I could see them doing is if they put her in that match to set something up between her and potentially Bianca, which I would get to her later on, and I'll kind of say why I feel like because I'm gonna go through the different names and who I think is gonna win and not gonna win, so we can kind of go through it there. But who's gonna potentially beat the potential TBA? I got it down to four people. I either think it's gonna be Shayna Baszler, who I think is would have a great spot in here. I could see maybe a Chelsea Green because she could play that sniveling, sneaky heel role in that match very, very well. You have someone like an Indy Hartwell, I think would be very, very interesting in my personal opinion. And I think another person, I would say Mia Yim, just because the way they've been booking her and her character development, she's tired of just being just another girl. She's just tired of being put on the sideline. She wants to elevate herself and prove that she deserves to be at the very top of the women's division. I think this would be a great opportunity for her to continue to elevate herself because she's definitely been putting up some great matches when given the opportunity to go. So I do think this would be a great opportunity for her. But whoever the TBA is, I don't think it's going to win. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think whoever's the TBA is going to win. Naomi, I don't think she's gonna win either. I think she's gonna have a great showing. I can see her doing some type of big spot. Tiffany Stratton, I don't think is gonna win either. I think this is a great opportunity for her nonetheless. I can see her doing that moonsault off one of the chamber pods, which I think would be a great spot for her. And I love to see that they're giving her a little bit of more showing, getting her more exposed to different audiences and stuff like that. And letting her go in there with these other talent and these bigger women and stuff like that and kind of being able to elevate herself. But I think this would be a great spot for her nonetheless. Bianca, I don't think is going to win either. Me personally, I know people have been saying, I've been saying this for a while, maybe they could do that Bianca and Jay Cargill match at Mania. But I feel like they could potentially have Bianca and Jade team up and have them go up against the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag team titles. I think that would be a great match for both women because I don't know how far is Jade Cargill as far as in her singles run, as far as where they want her to be. But if they want to put on Mania and still have her being something interesting, I feel like having her alongside, Bianca, somebody who's been at Mania and has accomplished these different accolades by winning the Royal Rumble, winning the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship, finally allowing her to get another title under her belt, and also giving Jade a championship as well and letting them kind of run the tag team division for a bit, and then you can kind of set things up potentially for a one-on-one encounter between the two at some point down the line, maybe like at a SummerSlam or maybe even next year's WrestleMania even. We don't know, but I do think this could be a great way to kind of implement Jade Cargill into the mix without her being pushed too early to the women's main event scene because I feel like it's going to take some time, but I do think she's definitely going to be making waves in that women's division. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think, like I said, I don't think Bianca is going to win either. It comes down to two women. I think it's either going to be Becky or Liv Morgan that's going to take home the W. I mean, if you really think about it, I'm going to break it down. Becky, yes, I understand, is the bigger, but I feel like there's no story with Becky and Rhea, in my personal opinion. Yes, they have pretty much, had their encounters where it was pretty much been stare off, but that's not a story. You can't say just because they had a stare off, that's a story. You can't. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Like, we cannot sit up here and just say, oh, yes, I get it. She has been, but the thing for me, Becky is pretty much done everything, right? She's won the Royal Rumble. She's walked in as champion. She's won the championship on two occasions because I think, right? If we want to be honest, because didn't she win at WrestleMania 39? Not 39. Um, 30. No, no, no. She won the title at Mania before. She won it at WrestleMania 35 when it was for the Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship. She won both of those. She won both of those titles in the same night. Every other time, she has walked in as champion. She walked in at WrestleMania 38. She walked in at WrestleMania 39 as Women's Tag Team Champion. She walked in at WrestleMania 36 as Raw Women's Champion. So she's pretty much done everything. And if you do put her up against Rhea, I don't feel like the story is there enough for me to really care all too much, if you want to be honest. Yeah, the match is probably going to be good. I mean, it's Becky Lynch. The match is going to be good, but there's no story. There's no other reason for me to actually get invested because it's like I think even Meet Us in the Ring, they kind of been saying the same thing. It's like there's no point. Like, if you really think about it, they kind of did this, I think, a little bit, just a little bit, kind of with Charlotte and Rhea. But that only made sense because they had their history in NXT. That's why that made a little bit more sense. This right here, Becky pretty much doesn't really have a story, if you want to be honest, like I said earlier. All in all, she's pretty much saying, oh, I think you're better than me, but I gotta prove that I'm better than you. Like, no, I don't, like, no. I don't care for that. I'm sorry. If you want to be honest, who really should be winning this is Liv Morgan. You can't, regardless of how you feel about Liv Morgan, I know people have been bashing her and going crazy on her. Like, come on, y'all. Like, I don't understand the Liv Morgan hate, really. I really don't understand it. People can't just like a certain wrestler without other people getting upset about it or getting butthurt about it. Like, chill out. Like, honestly. Like, wrestling is subjective. Wrestling is pretty much should be about storytelling. Storytelling. Like, they even, like, shout out to them again. They literally said this on their show last night, and I really agree with them when they said it. Wrestling is about storytelling mixed with opera. It's soap opera. It's a little mixture of both. And it's true. If you really think about it, Liv Morgan has the better story than Becky and Rhea would. Yes, when you think about it from the money aspect, yes, Becky and Rhea would be the better match. But if you really think about it, WrestleMania was sold out months ago. Months ago. So it doesn't really matter if they do give Liv the win because people are already sold out of WrestleMania. WrestleMania is pretty much sold out at this point. So what? Everybody's gonna return the tickets? No. There's still gonna be some other things on the show. And this is a situation where you can use it to elevate somebody else. Yeah, she had that briefcase run, but that was really under the Vince McMahon umbrella, and we see what he did kind of with the women. Like, he really didn't do anything kind of after they won the title. But Triple H, I feel like he has a little bit more respect and care for the women. He's trying something new. And the way they've been portraying Liv, is she's definitely came back. Her whole demeanor and whole aura since coming back is to pretty much take everything away from Rhea Ripley. She spent almost a year, but technically it was 6 months plus that she spent on the sideline because of Rhea Ripley. If you look at everything that's happened between them, the story is there. That story is built in and ready to go. That story is ready to be finished. I know they've been saying the whole caveat with 2K, finish your story, kind of same thing with WrestleMania. Finish your story. Cody Rhodes is trying to finish his story, going back to WrestleMania last year. If you want to think about it, Liv Morgan and Rhea's story go back all the way 2 years ago. Because if you think about it, they won a tag team match to qualify for an opportunity to compete for the women's tag team titles at WrestleMania 38. They didn't win. Then what happened? Liv got turned on by Rhea Ripley a little bit later on. Then Rhea Ripley aligned herself with the Judgment Day, and pretty much her whole reason she got tired of Liv Morgan and felt like she was above her. So she turned on her to elevate herself and to take herself to the next level. And what else you got to think about? Rhea was pinned by Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's the last woman to legitimately say, I have beaten Rhea Ripley. I've pinned her in the ring. She is the last woman. Who was it? Becky? No. Was it Charlotte? No. Who was it? Liv Morgan. She was the one to do it. And then fast forward a little bit. They were the first two and the final two in the Women's Royal Rumble. The only reason why Liv Morgan really didn't have a legit chance to win because Asuka missed it Liv. So she could not see. So that gave Rhea Ripley the opening to eliminate her and win the match. Then what happened later? Rhea costed Liv and Raquel the women's tag team titles. And then right after that, she pretty much beat the crap out of Liv Morgan and injured her and put her on the show for 6 months. Now, this is her comeback story. This is her redemption story to get back and redeem herself and get back at the person that took her out. This is the story I want to see. This is the story that people, I feel like, whether you like it or not, makes more sense. So which one would you rather have? Would you rather have Becky, who really doesn't have a story besides pretty much just saying, I don't know if I'm better than you, but I want to prove myself, when you pretty much feel like all they've been doing is pretty much just having, face-offs? That's not a story. Or do you want to have a 2-year story that has weight? I'll wait. Which one would you really choose? I really want to know. But I do think Liv Morgan is going to win the Women's Chamber. And plus, this is her 5th time in this match. She, at some point, you got to give her the win. And right now, with everything making sense, give Liv the win. So when it's all said and done, who do I think is going to walk out the Chamber winners this year? I have Liv Morgan as the women's and Drew McIntyre for the men's. Makes perfect sense. Bada bing, bada boom. Let them finish their stories. Let them get their moments. Becky, she could do more things. I feel like Becky's story should really be with Nia Jax going into Mania. That's who I really feel like her story really makes more sense to be competing against. That's who really makes more sense. If you want to give Becky a match, let her feud with Nia Jax and let her get her win back over Nia. That's the feud she should be going with. That's the story for her. Not this one. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I can't buy into it. I'm sorry. And people are going to get upset about it. Hey, you guys can get upset about it. Hey, I understand. But this is how I feel. This is my personal opinion. So, Liv Morgan gets the win. It's her time. It's her time to elevate, take herself to the next level, and finally prove that she deserves to be at the very top in the women's division and has all the tools to do so. Because every year, she seems to be very improving. But that's on a different note. But comment down below. Let me know your predictions for Elimination Chamber this Saturday. Comment down below. Are you going to be watching it? Because I know I am. I'm going to be doing a whole 13-hour stream for this. So, because I'm pretty much be watching SmackDown, TNA, No Surrender, which is coming on the same night as SmackDown. So I'll be dual streaming both. And then staying up, probably playing a little bit of 2K, going into the Chamber. And then I'll be live streaming Chamber and probably the press conference as well. And then we're going to cap it off after the press conference as well. So y'all stay tuned. More content on the way for y'all. Make sure you super kick that like button, super punch that post notification bell, and spear that subscriber. We're on the road to 100 subscribers. But the ultimate goal is 10K by the end of this year. I know we can do it as a wrestling family. I know I can do it as a wrestling content creator. So let's make it happen. But I can't get to that goal without you guys. So if you guys do come across this channel, please subscribe to this channel. It's absolutely free. You can always change your mind in the future. But why would you want to do that? I'm giving you guys daily wrestling content. Like, so come on now. Help me out reach that goal. You know what I'm saying? Also, super kick that like button. It helps on the algorithm so more people can see what I'm doing over here on YouTube. It helps my channel and the progression of my channel as well. Also hit that post notification bell so every time I post a new video, whether it's a reaction video, rant video, any type of video, you can be in the loop of things when I do drop a video. I hope everybody has a great day. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next video.